Hey there, Ramble Force. Welcome to another episode of the Digital Ramble. I'm Kris Gamble. I'm joined as always by JJ Cannon over in Houston. JJ.
Digital Ramblers, how are you? Thanks for joining us again. Gamble, it's always a pleasure to get on here and talk tech with you. You've been doing good?
Yeah, lost a few hairs and I had another COVID haircut. Got to keep trim. It's getting out of shape, but delighted to be on another episode 76, and it's a very special episode this week. There is a clue to this episode.
It's all right there behind you, man. Super excited about I got an interview today, talking with our good friends over at Sonos, and the last time they were with us, Gamble, they dropped some hot information on us, talking about the SL1. We talked about the Sonos Port, and we also talked about the Sonos Move.
This one. The one that's infamous. It's had a beating. This thing is.
Yeah, look at that. It's got a good dent. You've been working that thing right there.
Yeah, this has had a pounding. This one, and it took it. I will say it's been an awesome speaker for us as a family. We've been using it thoroughly during lockdown. So they talked about some new products last time. Let's see what they got to share with us this time.
Ooh, I hope it's something good. But hey, friends that are joining us for the first time, thank you so much. I'm JJ Cannon, CEO of Digital Delight. You can check us out online at digitaldelight.com. We have been creating experiences for homeowners and small businesses that need and love using technology in their everyday life. I've also got a master's degree in getting knocked down and getting back up.
And I'm Kris Gamble over here in the UK. I'm the guy with the funny accent. I run a business called Customized. We're based in the east of England, about 100 miles northeast of London. And we are focused on fair price technology. We make homes smart, but with sensitivity to your wallet and budget. If you want to find out more, look for Customized.
Absolutely. And together, every week, we create this incredible podcast, video cast called the Digital Ramble Show. And you can find us at digitalrambleshow.com online and see all of our previous episodes. You can find us on Instagram, on Facebook, and on 11 different podcast streaming services.
And a big shout out to our YouTube subscribers. They're slowly getting there with YouTube. Content is starting to break through. We're really pushing hard on YouTube, so I appreciate people that are engaging with us there. But if you want to support the show, and this is a big shout out that we appreciate all our Patreons, you can become a Patreon of the show. You can, for as little as $1 a month, support the Digital Ramble, keep this light bulb burning above my head, keep us on the airwaves. So patreon.com, search for the Digital Ramble.
Thanks, Patreons. Gamble, are you ready to get into this?
Let's go. Press that button, JJ.
Digital Ramblers, all right. This is the episode. And joining us today, we have Brian Yackel as well as Cullen Harwood. How are you, fellas?
Doing well.
I'm glorious. How are you two doing?
Oh, man, we're doing good. I'm nice and stretched out after all this rest.
I've done so many video calls that I'm looking at people's backgrounds now. It's just two new faces. I'm excited.
Well, friends, these fellas are from Sonos, and if y'all could kindly enlighten our audience and let them know what y'all facilitate over there at Sonos.
My name's Cullen Harwood. I am a product marketing manager at Sonos, and I'm a product marketing manager for our component products, our architectural space. So that's typically amp and port and the Sonos by Sonance series.
I'm Brian, Yackel, either one works. And I am a regional trainer at Sonos, so I focus on training and education, webinars. You guys have probably heard my voice on our Sonos Solutions podcast. So definitely, it's a pretty eclectic role. Get to be involved in CEDIA and different PR events supporting Sonos and just educating the world on all things Sonos.
Brian, you're a returning guest. You're our first returning guest to the show. So
I'm glad to be back. We have, I'm looking forward to this episode.
And the episode we did with Sonos was huge. It's our biggest YouTube view video. It's our highest viewed podcast episode. So it just went off the chart, that one. And it was great to have Sonos back on. And last time you launched or talked about 3 new products that landed, and that was the One SL, the Port, and the Sonos Move. And at the time, they all sounded quite important, but the one that's just gone through the roof with our customer base is this epic home speaker, indoor, outdoor, Bluetooth, wireless speaker, a Sonos Move. So appreciate you coming on last time. It was a great episode, and hopefully you're going to share something new with us this week.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, the Move is definitely one of, we try to be impartial at Sonos. I think we truly love, like, just like your children, you love all of them, but secretly one of them is kind of your favorite. And I feel like the Move is kind of that product for a lot of us, just because it's such a versatile product in what it does. And, being in Minneapolis, having nice weather again, it just reminds me of how much I love that product, because I can literally just walk out of my office and my front door is right here. So I walk out on the patio and set it down on the table and, grab my laptop and get some work done while I'm enjoying some music. So, I'm not surprised, I guess, is what I'm saying here about it kind of starting to really take off. And I think now that the summer months are right around the corner, it may happen again.
And let me just add to that, the price is right. It sounds fantastic. And honestly, fellas, I get client responses like, Jay, this is one of my favorite Sonos pieces that you've ever sold me. They absolutely love that device just because of, like you said, the flexibility, and you can use it inside the home as part of the system, or it has that 10-hour battery life. You can take it out to the beach or to the backyard or down by the park. Just that flexibility, clients love it.
We know it's robust as well, JJ, don't we? We've got the,
absolutely.
We've got the dents on this.
I don't know if y'all have seen any of Gamble's LinkedIn videos, and I don't know if you have it on your customized YouTube channel, but Gamble and his son were out dropping it from different heights and kicking soccer balls and soaking it with the Super Soaker. I mean, he's put it through all kinds of cool torture tests.
Yeah, there was definitely some YouTube time spent watching those videos, Gamble. So I enjoyed them thoroughly with all the. I love some of the comments about, like, hey, try it higher, go 6 feet, and you guys were like, let's do 10. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was good fun. Now, that's just one or two of the products, but the Sonos lineup of speakers is vast. Can one of you, or alternate between you, see if you can mention all the speakers? Here's a test for you. What's the current lineup from Sonos?
So you mentioned Sonos One SL, and then if you continue through our all-in-one lineup, we've got the Sonos One. So that's the same sound profile, but with microphones and voice enabled. From there, moving up, you've got the Sonos Play 5 Generation 2. So that's our flagship audio speaker. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's one right behind you. And then moving from there into home theater, you've got the Sonos Beam, the Sonos Playbase, and the Sonos Playbar. Beam being the most recent, and then Playbase, and then Playbar, so actually in that reverse order. But that rounds out our home theater category. If you include SUB, you really round out our home theater category. I think SUB is probably my favorite product, just the way that it changes all the system.
Just crushes, man. I mean, that SUB is ridiculously awesome.
And I think the fact that it not just does it sound incredible, but the way that it uses our software to change the sound profile of all of our other products, I think that's really why it separates itself out for me. Plus, I love reading all the Reddit comments that are talking about, like, should I get a SUB or not get a SUB? In the history, in the Sonos subreddit, it takes less than 2 comments to get to should I buy a SUB. And then that leads us to components, which are the ones that are the nearest and dearest to my heart, since those are the products that I'm responsible for. And that would be Sonos Amp and Sonos Port. I
like the Sonos by Sonance speakers. The in-ceiling, the in-wall. I think those are fantastic additions. And, you can do your true play calibration to really create a sonic sound in whatever environment that you might place them in.
Yeah, and Jay, that really hits on the point that I was hitting with SUB as well, right? Software truly is what sets it apart. And so being able to take that auto detect from the Sonos amp and detect that we are using a Sonos by Sonance speaker. And then, like you said, TruePlay, it really shows that marriage of hardware plus software in the Venn diagram where Sonos sits right in the middle.
Yeah, and that Sonos Move is just so fire because it has TruePlay built in, but what's cool is you can just move it anywhere and it automatically calibrates to whatever environment you might place it in. Fantastic. Dig
Yeah,
that.
now with summer around the corner, you know, the outdoor speakers that we make are, you know, unique in a sense, like Cullen mentioned. They're not true play capable, but they have a custom DSP that we load onto the amp when you partner it with the Sonos amp that really, really opens them up and dials in the frequency response for those, you know, open air environments. Because as you guys know, you can't really tune for a space that doesn't have walls. There's no reflection of sound, and no way to contain it. So yeah, the before and after on that, I think, was probably one of the biggest, you know, Cullen and I have been very fortunate to see kind of all these things come to life in a very early stage. But that to me was one of the biggest kind of A and B differentiators by turning on that custom DSP, by detecting that audio. And the before and afters, it's outstanding. I truly don't know what kind of science went into that, but it's amazing.
Yeah, you know, and one thing, y'all invited me out to Santa Barbara. I got to take a look at y'all's, you know, y'all's labs, and y'all would set thresholds, and y'all's designs would always go over and above the threshold, which just blew my mind at the focus and the dedication that y'all have for building a quality product that is durable, that has long shelf life. It's not something that you just, you know, dispose of in 2 years and go buy another one. And that's what I love, and that's what our clients really like, is that they don't want to have this high factor of always having to buy new. And so it's very appreciative that y'all make something that's in design that's built to be rugged, long term, and used for years.
Yeah, when we start any product that we're going to create, it always starts with the experience, right? And it seems like we're building something simple, but a simple thing is really never that simple to build. And so when we start with the experience and then use that as the anchor point to get all the way through the product development cycle, you start to see where that pulls through in the brand, right? One of the key components of the audience that we're serving through the brand is our audience is culture seekers, and one of those components is that they value quality. And Jay, you hit on it perfectly, right? Like, it is that curated element, that experience, that element that before you bring something into your home, that really shines through.
So that's the current lineup, and I'm hoping we're going to hear about something new that's coming, and maybe more than one thing new coming. But recently there's been an update on Sonos, big update, brought some, the 11.1, version 11.1 brought a new feature, Sonos Radio, a few bug fixes. And when you were last on the show, Brian, that was when Google Assistant feature was coming to speakers with voice capabilities. Tell us about the update. Tell us about Sonos Radio, what that is. Just let our viewers know what this new feature is and why they should be digging deep into it.
Yeah, I'm happy to dig in. So Sonos Radio is really our forte into a space that we thought was somewhat underserved a little bit for our customers. If you think about the first experience that most people when they unbox a Sonos product was radio. Actually, that's the #1 used service on the entire Sonos platform, and for obvious reasons, because it's natively built in, right? You don't have the premium service tied in right away necessarily. And we really wanted to take that and just elevate it in every way. So through a couple different iterations of design and testing and feedback, and an amazing team at Sonos that has truly brought to light what can be done with radio, we've become a platform now for, you know, curated playlists via radio stations now that are all really specific to the mood that you're looking to, kind of that environment that you're looking to be in. I think, it's hard to pick a favorite. There's actually been a couple. I like the sound system one a lot. The Sonos sound system is really, really cool. And it's just such an eclectic mix of epic music, and, you know, updated album artwork, and just the design flow. Every element of it was really polished and touched to a level that I think the Sonos customer will love. And we've even given them freedom of choice. If they say, hey, I hate Sonos Radio, which we haven't had any of that feedback yet, they could just turn it off. You can actually go and shut it off if you want to, and just use your premium music service of choice. Or for like myself, and I imagine for many others, is a combination of both, right? When I'm kind of at my workstation and just need to have something on in the background, it's such a great kind of lean back experience where I just hit, you know, sunset fuzz on Sonos Radio and just listen. And then when I want to dig in a little bit more and sit down at my 2-channel system downstairs, I can dig in and go and listen to a maybe a Tidal or a Deezer with that premium quality, that FLAC audio. So yeah, it's a great, I think a great elevation of the radio experience on the Sonos platform.
Tapping into my Spinal Tap days, what's better than 10? 11, right? And, I really feel that's what this 11.1 update brings. And with the whole curated, music availability, it's always like, what are my favorite musicians listening to? And really to get that even more personable experience, and really be in touch with maybe where your artist or your favorite artist is coming from. I love that idea. And I've already started listening to, a couple of options that y'all provided. And I think it's just such a unique experience that Sonos is offering, their clientele.
Yeah, and I want to add, I know Cullen probably remembers, everyone that was involved more than even I do, but there's just so many cool things too around, who we actually tapped into. I mean, we have such an amazing board of sound engineers and people in the music space, Tom York and David Byrne and all these, even one I think we just announced, the encyclopedia of Brittany Howard. So like Brittany Howard, amazing vocalist from Alabama Shakes. So there's just so many you kind of unique elements to that I think when you give it a chance, you'll really enjoy that experience on Sonos Radio.
What was good when it came out, it was also had some regional focus. So I was able to pick up my local radio stations, and it wasn't just centric to US. I know it launched in many countries in the same update. That was great to see, because sometimes I will say that we've been left waiting for some features in the UK. I always moan about it on the podcast, but this time I had all my stations and I deleted all my other favorites and changed all my favorites over to Sonos Radio. So,
while we're on this topic, Sonos revealed their new sonic branding composed by Philip Glass, one of the most influential composers of the 20th century. That's incredible. How did y'all get him to partake in this effort?
We have spent so much time, effort, resources building a trusted set of creators and engineers and artists throughout the entire music space, and beyond music as well. So it's not just the music space, but also the home theater space. And so we have a soundboard of, I want to say it's, Brian, help me out here, 11 people, 8 to 11 people. So. Can't remember the exact number, and that is creators in the sound engineers. It covers the entire process from sound engineers all the way through the actual production of movies, music, and more. And so, without knowing exactly where the relationship with Philip Glass came in, being able to work with such a luminary within the space and collaborate through that team. To be able to go create a sonic brand for us really was unique.
Guys, let's go ahead. I'm going to hit the button real quick and let's listen to this. And homeowners, if you're listening to this on your Sonos system, crank it up. Go to 11 because this is fantastic. Man, that was incredible.
JJ, I've had that playing through my setup here in the office. I've got Playbar SUB and 2 1s for my rears, and I did go to 11 because there's nobody else working in the building where I am, so no neighbors upstairs, and they always complain about our demonstrations. I was able to go for it, and it shook some things off the side table. The Google Home Hub Max nearly came off. It's next to the SUB.
I love the idea of sonic branding. Usually it's only visual branding, but this sonic branding through y'all speakers is just so impressive.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things since coming to Sonos, I think, that we've done to really just solidify our space in this, we've been in this sound world for so long, but like Cullen was mentioning, I think it was our opportunity to kind of ground ourselves. Not only we've had good marketing and we've told the story, but to have something that kind of unifies all of that, and you'll see that in our DNA moving forward as a big part of our culture at Sonos and the experience that you get.
Now, I know our listeners and viewers are going to be sitting on the edge of their seats. They're waiting to get some news from this episode. They know that we got a big scoop last time when we talked about the Move and the Port and the One SL. And I remember, JJ, there was one guy said he was the last to board a plane because he wanted to keep listening, and he was slowly shuffling towards the departure gate, but he needed to know what the new devices were. So let's go straight into it. And what have you got to share with us today, Cullen and Brian?
Yeah, well, I think I'll handle the first two, and then I think the big reveal is definitely Cullen. I think has absolutely earned his right to be able to do that. Cool. With all the work that he's been putting in. So the first and really, like you guys mentioned earlier, one of the favorite products, in fact, one of Cullen's favorite products is a brand new sub. We have been thinking about this for a long time, and it's one of those moments where we chose, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So you'll notice with this Sub Gen 3 is the official title of this product. It's a new, really CPU and internals. The guts of the product are completely updated to modern standards and the future of where you're going to bring your Sonos system, right? Every so often we have to get to a point where we choose to make that better. But I think the other element with the new Sonos Sub is we wanted better connectivity and performance for those environments where you might put the amplifier or Playbar or whatever product that you have paired with it further away than you typically had before, or where you had to, in a lot of installs, run a wire, right? I give you an example. In my kitchen, I've got a sub way over in my living room, and the amp that it's actually paired to is all the way across that level on up in the kitchen cabinetry. And for me, we built our house, so I was able to wire that. But the benefit of this new sub is the Wi-Fi performance, especially on the 5 gigahertz channel, is just enhanced to the next level. I mean, it truly is going to give you the performance and the reliability and connectivity that you didn't have before from a just sheer distance perspective with those home theater applications. So still the same beautiful design in white and black. You'll notice some small tweaks on those elements. As an example, the connect button, there'll be the one thing that you'll notice that does look a little bit different. You'll identify as the Sonos Sub Gen 3. But yeah, remarkable product, and I'm excited to get it in your hands to allow you to test it. And I know all the integrators out there will welcome it with open arms because it'll give them some additional flexibility when putting in a wireless home theater. The second,
can I just a quick one on the sub, just on the colors?
Yeah.
Are you gonna? Because I've got a white one in my office here. Is it going to still have the black insert, or is it going to be all white? Because customers often ask about that.
Yeah, to my knowledge, it's going to be at least all the renderings I've seen up to this time have still been the black insert on the inside and the white on the outside.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. So when Brian talked about minor cosmetic tweaks, that's one of the minor cosmetic tweaks. It still is the same. It's a slightly different shade, but it's the same general color.
Cool.
Same size, same height, depth, width.
Same iconic sound, same iconic design.
Yeah. We took everything that's like Cullen said was great, and we just enhanced it to the next level, right? Better performance, better connectivity, same beautiful design, right? That single poured resin cabinet, so there's no buzzing or rattling or vibrating like you would have on a lot of traditional subs with particle board, right? I know not all of them are like that, but there's plenty of them, especially in the price range where we live, that I think don't quite compare when it comes to performance. So we're excited about it. The next up on that list is actually going to be our forte into a brand new product that does have that same look and feel, like that's product behind Mr. Gamble here. And that is the new Sonos FIVE. And that is a update on everything that you see behind you. Same beautiful design, same acoustic performance that you know and love of our flagship sound and experience with Sonos. We have made some design changes. In fact, one of the biggest ones is instead of the logo kind of wrapping up and around to the top of the product, it actually just is the Sonos logo sitting on the front of the grille, and really just the capacitive touch on the top. So it's even a cleaner design than what you would see right now with the Gen 2 Play 5. And for me, that was an awesome update. I came into the Sonos world or ecosystem about 10 years ago with my Gen 1 Play 5 that I sold my wife on hard to get that in our kitchen when we didn't need it. But it really has changed the game, because then she started asking me for Sonos in rooms where we didn't have it. So that's when I knew it was a win-win. But yeah, the same kind of concept applies with this and with SUB. It's, you know, the internals are all updated with modern performance and some great enhancements. One of those actually being NFC, although we won't tap into that right off the gate with some of the new software. It's going to make the setup process and the performance of or experience when you go and actually bring this product into your home even better than it is today, believe it or not. We've had the chance to beta test that, and it's incredible. I mean, literally you tap your phone on the top of it and it works. Like, there is no other, you know, crazy, you know, I say crazy, I mean, a single button press isn't that difficult, but it just elevates that level of premium experience that you would expect from Sonos, and we want to continue to improve upon that. And then we also added Bluetooth Low Energy to also enhance that. So if you're setting up as an integrator more than one speaker, we've added a new feature where when you set up a new product, it'll actually emit some sort of tone or sound that you know which product you're actually putting in which location. So when you go into the naming convention, you know exactly which product is which. Because oftentimes you set up, you know, a bunch of different speakers, right? A bunch of different amplifiers, and we wanted to enhance that experience, and that's kind of part of the software side. But getting back to the hardware, the other big change, probably the biggest change, is with the all white Sonos FIVE. It is truly all white, including the grille. So it is an incredibly beautiful product. I have one in my home right now. It's by far, in my opinion, the most beautiful product I've ever seen from Sonos. It is truly remarkably I mean, it's amazing. So for those that are, you know, put the Sonos, the white Sonos ones in their living room of all white, and they saw the black grills and maybe weren't, you know, they liked it, but aesthetically they really wanted that white grill. And we listened to those people and we said, let's do it. We can make those changes internally, and here we are. So yeah, it's a great product.
Yeah, the white's going to be a winner. Can I just ask, does it have a voice assistant built in? It's not.
No, it does not.
No.
You know,
Okay.
we went back and forth on that. In fact, even if even the original Gen 2 Play 5 technically did have mics, but we didn't turn them on. They've never been utilized from day one. But we wanted to really listen to what our environment was saying, our customers were saying, and we really feel like with a flagship premium audio product, that most of those people buying the Play 5, and we have the data to show that, are already using some sort of voice assistant product in the home, whether that's a puck or a full size, you know, Dot, or, you know, Google Home or Google type of display. So we really wanted to just lean in on the experiential side of the Sonos 5 and the premium performance. We really wanted to enhance its capability to, you know, see a future of maybe higher bit rates and better audio performance coming down the road. So it just really gave us the platform to, you know, to build on for many, many years to come, and just make some small design changes, with the white being kind of a big design change. But yeah, just really clean it up even more. And it's a beautiful product. It's a really nice product. And even the all black actually has an all black logo as well. So it's a truly all white and all black product.
Stereo pairs, rear surrounds, we can still all have features, yeah. Because these are what people leave in the comments. I just know they're good. I'm thinking of the comments coming below.
I want to clear up one thing. I know one thing that has not been talked about a whole lot, just because it doesn't get brought up a ton, is that the Play 5 Gen 2 actually from day one has always been a humidity resistant product. There's a lot of people that thought that it wasn't, or didn't know that it was, but because it's a fully enclosed you know, box, essentially, there's no ports like the Gen 1 Play 5. You can put that product in a bathroom or a kitchen where there's a little bit more moisture and humidity in the air, and it's going to be just fine. It's actually even on our website now, because we really wanted to showcase those environments. Believe it or not, I have one of those in my master bathroom above a little kind of linen closet space, and And it's really because I wanted that, you know, rich punch when I was taking a shower, getting ready in the morning, you know, that kick that you want to feel. And there's no way I could justify putting a sub in my bathroom. Nor it's not big enough, nor is it financially feasible for me to buy a sub for my bathroom. But
can't justify putting a sub in your bathroom, yet you still have a Play 5 Gen 2 in your bathroom. I see. I get it. I understand.
Can't let my daughter listen to this episode because she's going to take my Play 5 into the bathroom now. And
so,
They have a Play One. No, they have a Sonos One in there now, and it just jams. And I don't know if it's made for the bathroom or not. Probably not, but
it is.
They absolutely love it.
Yeah, what we did is we made every so you guys are kind of familiar with the product portfolio. We kind of break that up into 3 sections, one of them being kind of all-in-one speakers, which are your, you know, the One SL, FIVE, and the Move. And then you have your home theater products, right? The Beam, the Playbar, the Playbase. And then Sub is kind of an accessory because it can be paired with multiple products. You could set that up with some stereo Sonos Ones or a Play 5 or a Playbar or Beam, whatever. So it's a kind of a, you know, really fits into the portfolio just about anywhere. And then you have, like Cullen said, that architectural audio or components that you guys are familiar with. So all of those are built for any environment, including those high humidity environments like a bathroom now. So you can truly do that with, of course, Move really elevating that to the next level, being a product that you can leave out in the rain, or, you know, it's no, I'm not sure why you would do that, but it's built with the ability to do well and beyond, you know, what you would likely put it through in your normal use.
To be clear, please don't leave it out in the rain. Just
Don't give me a video idea. Come on, I'm going to try that now.
Please don't.
No, trust me, there's people that have done it, and it's like Cullen said, not necessarily suggestion, but it's a product that you're going to bring it outside, right? It's that might happen, and we wanted to build it in a way that it's not just going to break. And but I have a feeling that if you buy a $400 speaker, you'll probably tend to bring it inside when you're done with it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Man, that's some great reveals. Our audience is probably going bonkers right now. It's been fantastic you guys have joined us today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I'm glad we were able to talk about Sub Gen 3 and Sonos 5. Catch you guys later. Stay safe out there. We do have one more thing we can talk about.
All right. Tell us.
And that is the Sonos ARC. I am super thrilled to announce that our latest adventure into home theater audio is a new modern soundbar that incorporates not just everything that we've learned since we launched Playbar, but all kinds of other things that have occurred throughout the video space and audio space in relation to video since 2013 when we launched Sonos Playbar. Sorry, go ahead.
This is exciting. All right, so Sonos ARC, is that ARC?
ARC, yep.
All right.
And ARC really signifies this, both the shape of the product. It is about 45 inches long with a curvature on the front. So it's kind of got this long arc shape, but then also it is an Atmos enabled soundbar. So we're really playing off that 3D sound that you'd receive from the product. And so just a couple of quick hits on Sonos ARC. Like I said, it is a 3D sound, so it is Atmos. That's 2 upward firing drivers, but we also have taken the opportunity with that long soundstage to go and lean in just a little bit further on surround sound than we had with Playbar. So whereas Playbar was a true 3.0 soundbar, Sonos ARC is actually a true 5.0.2 soundbar. So we are fully replicating rear sounds on the side as well as LCR on the front, and then those 2 height channels. And it really is with the length and the software technology that we've been able to put in. We use the software technology to drive 5 different phased arrays across the front of that product, so horizontal phased arrays, and it really is a truly incredible soundbar when you listen to video. But then you take the opportunity to go listen to music, and it really just kicks. It's incredible. We kept talking about turning it up to 11. I actually have not had a chance to turn it up to 11, even though I am in a house in the middle of nowhere right now, because 11 is just it's a lot. It really kicks on that product. Couple of other super quick hits. It is a voice enabled product, and so we have 4 far field microphones built in, and still supports multiple voice assistants. So whether that's Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa natively on the device, or through our compatibility with AirPlay 2, you can control scenes and everything through Siri, just like you can with the rest of our voice-enabled product. It is compatible with SUB Gen 3, with Sonos FIVE as rears, but also Sonos AMP as rears, Sonos One SL, and Sonos One as rears, as well as Play 3 if you still have those and you're looking to upgrade. And then there's a lot of other little features. So I guess the one that's probably most interesting and relevant for this group is that we've totally redesigned the wall mount. One of the things that we know occurs when you when you take a soundbar and tune it for a credenza, it sounds one way. When you put it up on the wall, it sounds another way. And it uses that wall to reverberate bass, so it starts to sound muddied and muffled. We've taken the opportunity to redesign our wall mount that include a magnetic sensor inside of it, so that when you do hang Sonos ARC on the wall, it changes the soundscape completely and reduces the bass enough so that you aren't getting that muddied, muffled sound. And then you take it to the next level with TruePlay. So not only are we accommodating for it right away, but then we're also accommodating for it through TruePlay on iOS devices.
Wow, lots to
Yeehaw!
take in. Yeah, lots to
I am so excited about this.
a few things.
Yeah.
First one, people are going to ask, how much is this new?
I know. I mean, there's so many new
product?
features. It's like this thing's got to be crazy expensive.
Why don't you guess? You tell me. What's the price? What price should it be?
Well, I mean, the Playbar I know is regularly $6.99,
$8.99,
and I think that's a fantastic offering for the Playbar. So I'm thinking this guy's got to be at least $9.99 or somewhere in there.
I have $8.99. I have $9.99, and that's dollars, I assume. Sorry, Gamble. I assume we're playing dollars, not pounds. You know, one of the things I didn't mention, it comes in white as well. So there's a black Sonos ARC and a white one. So, like, you sure? It's $8.99. Like, there's a lot of innovation in this thing.
Well, I don't know. Let me ask you. Does it have HDMI ARC capability?
It does. It also has HDMI eARC capability, so we can ensure that consistent delivery of Atmos sound.
That's new technology. It has voice control. Okay. It has all the speakers. It comes in black and white. It has a magnet
11
in
total
there.
Speakers. Yep.
11 is like one of our favorite numbers. It knows if it's on the wall or if it's sitting on the or sitting on the ground or sitting on a cabinet.
Yeah. So Brian just hit it. 11 speakers also means 11 amplifiers. Each speaker woofer is woofer and tweeter individually amplified. No, I'm happy to say it is actually $7.99 USD. So we came in, we really packed a ton of technology into this. We really, I said our users value quality. That was one of the things I led with, right? And this is one of those great examples of through a lot of incredible engineering work, incredible design work across the board, we've been able to actually bring a price to market that's truly incredible.
Wow. $7.99.
$7.99 USD and £7.99 pound.
All right. So let me, I am a less is more kind of guy. And when I say less is more, that I mean less boxes, less wires, more reliability, easier to use, and the experience is so much greater. And with this product that y'all have just described, and that's what got me hooked onto the Playbar, is because it met all those different types of parameters. But now the price is just a smidge more, but the technology add is so much greater. And it still fits in that less is more parameter, because whenever you're traditionally doing a Dolby Atmos, you've got a big honking box. It gets super crazy hot. You got all these crazy wires that at any time something can go wrong and get disconnected. Nobody ever wants to touch it. It clutters up your cabinet. And Sonos, it just destroys all the competition, to be honest with you. I love it. I'm super excited.
I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on one too, because like you said, with that design element, it is, and it really, the shape really is indicative of the name. It's designed to blend in, you know, to not be the focal point when you're watching TV, right? We aren't here to try and put one more remote on the table and have all kinds of cables running to the television. We really have put so much effort into not just making an extruded rectangle to sit with your television, but to actually have a beautifully well-designed product to blend into your home.
Yeah, my wife, the first time she saw it, she that was exactly what she said. It was like, this is so much better looking than, you know, a lot of these sound bars that we've talked about, you know, placing somewhere in our house. And it was probably the first time that she's really said, like, oh yeah, we could put that in our bedroom or put that in our TV room, or and she was fine with it. She really enjoyed that design. You know, Cullen mentioned this kind of longer extruded look. Not only is it longer so it fits those larger panels, but it also sits lower, and it's 20% smaller in physical volume than Playbar. So when you think about that, all of those things combined with sound that is significantly better and an experience that you didn't have at all with Playbar from an Atmos perspective, it truly is, I think, that just that next level upgrade that our customers have been waiting for.
So the bullet points then on ARC, Atmos compatible, 2 colors, black and white, 45 inches wide.
Yeah, 114 centimeters. Yep.
114. So still aligning with about 55-inch screen.
That's the target. So really anything in about the 47 to 50 is kind of like the smallest, I'd say, but then moving up. And one of the things that we've seen in our research across the globe is the baseline television is just continuing to grow, right? When we launched Playbar, baseline television was probably closer to that 45-inch. Now the baseline, depending on your market, is 55 or even 60 inches in the UK is probably the biggest market that we're seeing. The Nordics is close to 65 inches as a baseline television now. And so as TVs continue to grow in size, we had to go adapt to that trend.
Okay, and it's 5.0.2 is this
correct,
speaker?
Out of the box.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can be paired with sub, but only the Gen 3 sub?
No, it'll work with any of our previous iterations of sub.
Okay, cool. And then you can have your rear surrounds. So when rear surrounds are installed, what's your audio format if you've got subs and rears? You know, because all the Atmos geeks like to throw out these combinations of numbers. Totally.
It is still a 5.0.2. Well, so if you just add rear speakers, right? So let's say you add Sonos 1SLs as rear speakers. It is still a 5.0.2 experience. What we do is we take the woofers on the end and we actually turn them off for the surround. We take that discrete channel and actually roll it to the back. And, you know, if you look at it purely from a numbers perspective, 5.0.2 versus 5.0.2, it sounds like it's the same experience, but we are still taking advantage of the laws of physics. And so you will just get more sound pressure. You will get more separation and everything else by adding those rear speakers.
And you can couple it with the Sonos amp as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's really the preferred method, especially for this channel, to go get that true 5.0.2 experience.
Is this a replacement to the Playbar, or is it an extension of y'all's offerings?
It is a replacement for Playbar. So at launch, you'll start to see us phase out of Playbar and start end of sailing Playbar. You'll also see us start to end of sale Playbase. And that's not to say that Playbase isn't a great product. I said Sub is my favorite product. Playbase is actually my second favorite product. Not just because as I look, it's sitting, so perfectly. The TV's mounted so perfectly, but it goes back to that point that I raised about TVs getting larger and larger and larger. With that trend occurring between Beam and ARC, we feel that we have a pretty good all-encompassing coverage of the market by removing Playbar and Playbase.
Well, I'm a little bit. I don't often get speechless when we do this show, but literally Sonos ARC has blown me away. I'm already visualizing it in my showroom. I think I'm going to get one black, one white. So we've got our two media rooms here, and then I've got to get one at home. Man, but
Can I sign you up for an order of 3? Did I just hear an order of 3?
It's in my drafts already. I tell you though, I am going to miss the Playbar. For 7 years or whatever the time it's been around, it's been such a great servant to my business, my customers. It changed their living rooms. It changed their media room, their home cinema options from having lots of speakers cutting ceilings, walls. It just made it home cinema with ease. I don't know if that's in the wall behind me. We're all about ease at customized. So the Playbar has just been one of our flagship products since the day it came out.
Yeah, but brother, you're going to be blown away. Like it's almost not fair to put the two next to each other, because and it shows the innovation story, right? Like I said, we've learned a lot since Playbar. When we launched Playbar, and you're right, 7 years ago, 2013, we didn't include a subwoofer, and people were like, "Well, that's weird." We didn't include a remote, and people were like, "That's really weird." And we gave you the option of mounting it or not mounting it or whatever else, and people were like, "That's too weird. I can't handle this." But it became such a staple across the globe, and we're really excited to continue moving that innovation forward.
I was doing a little bit of research prior to our interview here, guys, and something that just absolutely blew Gamble and I out of the water was back in September 2019, Sonos had 26 million registered products across 9 million households. That's in September. That's before Christmas. So I can't even imagine how many devices y'all actually have in there. And Patrick Spence, who's the CEO over there at Sonos, also mentioned it is so uncommon in a world right now to build a consumer electronics product that lasts more than 2 years. I mean, that's a testament. That's a testament to the quality and dedication that y'all put forth with the products that y'all are making for consumers.
Yeah. Yeah, and you think about a product like Sonos is a little unique in the sense that it's part of a bigger system, right? So naturally, if we had some sort of, planned obsolescence with Sonos, we'd actually be kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, because why would I build a big system of Sonos if in 2 years I got to change it all out anyways? And we really take that to heart. I mean, Cullen mentioned this a little bit earlier, but the amount of software engineering and just the design, timeless design with black and white as being our portfolio colors for a reason. They can live in households for such a long period of time. My wife went to school for interior design, and she's never complained about a Sonos product in our home. And it's, there's no big power brick sticking on the side of it that you have to figure out where to mount, or it's those little touches and those little tweaks that I think really set us up for a portfolio of products that can accomplish a lot without 3,000 SKUs. It's a relatively small amount of SKUs providing a great experience for nearly anyone that wants to put sound in their house.
Amazing. We've had a great episode with you guys, and we're so excited to share this with our audience. And we know we're going to get lots of comments and questions, and we'll give you their details at the end. But we ask a question to all our guests, and we've had a few funny answers over the months, over the episodes. But what is the one home tech device that you cannot live without?
It's weird how many home improvement projects I've been doing. So I want to tell you my Milwaukee drill and driver are the two, but also it's been it snowed last week here in Michigan. So I want to tell you my electric tea kettle. And then I really want to tell you my electric tea kettle into my TP-Link smart outlets so that I can be here and turn it on automatically and then just have it be ready. But also really it's just Sonos. I think that's my favorite.
I know it's kind of cliche. I think when I was on here last time, Gamble, I think I might have mentioned my my Hello doorbell from Nest, just because I like the integration with Sonos. With if you tie in Google Assistant to your Sonos Ones, which happen to be in my office, that's my office setup. When someone rings the doorbell, it announces who's at the front door, which is really awesome, even through my Sonos speakers through that integration, which is really, really cool. And it's almost invaluable. Like when I'm downstairs with a family, maybe be watching a movie or something, and someone rings the doorbell and I can actually hear who it is versus, having to pull out my phone or whatever. But yeah, I think in this time of quarantine, Sonos truly has been the saving grace in our household. My wife loves having music on in the background for the kids. It just kind of sets a totally different atmosphere versus just, either chaos or silence or whatever, is going on in most households right now. So, yeah, I'd have to say Sonos as well.
We're a little biased though, and we'll admit that bias.
Yeah.
I do love that announcement that you get from Nest. I think that's a great interface that clients probably don't even realize is available to them. And that's an episode, Gamble, we got to get into, brother. And
very few friends and family have any idea until they actually show up to my house and I show them how it works. And then it's like this, eye-opening experience of I didn't even know that was capable. And even on my Sonos speakers, it's so it's actually all of your Google products that you might have pucks lying around and your Sonos enabled products. My Move has Sonos, right? Or with Google. So it's there's, it's pretty cool. You could be out, grilling in the backyard with your Sonos Move with Google Assistant on it. When someone rings the doorbell, it'll let you know that someone's at the front door, which is pretty cool.
We just want you now to close out, tell us where people can find out about Sonos, social media platforms, the YouTube channels. There's so much content out there from Sonos, but where can people dial into what's coming out of the Sonos machine right now?
Sonos, at Sonos on Twitter, at Sonos.com. We're pretty much at Sonos everywhere.
Yeah, shameless plug for our field team podcast. The Sonos Solutions podcast is a great way. We'll typically have, content out. Our goal is a minimum of once a month, new episode and likely 2 a month, but that'll be a great way for especially the integration channel. That's really, the majority of the conversations that we have on there are geared around you guys as integrators and fellow integrators around the globe, and just unique ways to install or use Sonos, tips and tricks. We're actually, if you're a part of the dealer newsletter as a direct dealer, you'll likely hear about our webinars. So that's another great way for you to get on. And we just did a technical webinar with Q&A at the end. So it's a great way to ask questions that you might have. The common, hey, when I'm building a rack, should I wire all my Sonos? Yes. The answer is yes.
I'll plug the newsletter too real quick. Every month we include a survey question in the newsletter. I was previously on the sales team before I moved over to the product marketing team, and I still have control of the survey. I won't give it up yet. And it's really one of the best feedback loops that we have from the channel. We're asking things that we're really interested in using to drive program decisions, product decisions, all kinds of other things. So I'll plug that.
Yeah, and if you fill out the survey, and this is for dealers, if you fill out the survey and you put in your email address there at the end, then you might have the opportunity to win something. And I haven't won anything yet, but I keep filling them out.
Weird how too, and when we seem to launch something, we do seem to give away things. I'll just throw that out there. I'll leave that there.
Guys, I'm so excited that y'all had the time to come share with Gamble and I. Gamble, you want to take us out on this one real quick?
Brian and Cullen, you've been awesome guests. Brian, it's great to have had you back on the show. You've shared with us so much knowledge about Sonos. You've told us about these new amazing products that I'm going to immediately go and start selling to my customers. It's been awesome having you both on the show. I hope your families are safe, you keep well, and the whole Sonos family, your colleagues, are all safe as well in these times. Thank you for being on the show, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having
Kris.
us, guys.
Totally, thank you much.
All right, Digital Ramblers, thank you so much for joining us again. And as we sign off, if you don't know, ask a home tech pro. All right, that's it.
Okay, we're